Hey. For a few people to come in. Hey. Hey, beautiful. Hey, Crystal. Hey, my West Virginia life queen. Hey. Hey, Sherry. Hey, LaDonna. Hey, queens. How are y'all? Y'all come on in. Hey, Nikki. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? Hey, Crystal. Hey, queen. Y'all popped on in here. Hey, Lindsay. Hey, queen. How are you? Hey, Ellen. Hey, queen. How are you, Ellen? Hey, Janice. Carol be on, y'all. Hey. Hope y'all are doing good. Happy Wednesday. I am happy because tomorrow is the last day of school. So I am excited. Yes. You said on branded, getting all my bonuses before bed. Go ahead, Queen. Sherry. Hey, Karima. Hey, Queen. Hey, Connie. Thank you, Karima. Hey, Teresa. Hey. She said, I came to see if you're looking at the show 24 seconds ago. Hey, Queen. Thank you, Teresa. Happy Wednesday, Karima. Thank you, beautiful. Thank you. Hey, y'all. Welcome. Y'all come on in. Make sure y'all hit the like button. If you're on Facebook, please hit the like button for me. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it from each and every one of you. Hey, Tamika. Hey, Queen. Hello. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Hope everybody had a great day. I'm great, Karima. It was the last full day of school today, so I am good. If y'all don't know, I work for a school district, so it's the last day of school tomorrow, which means we are on summer hours after that. So I'm good. I'm really happy. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you. Y'all come on in. If you didn't check it out last night, I did a resume live. It was kind of a different one. It was about if you are coming from either a warehouse sector or a fast food service. I gave 2 sample resumes and we went through line by line and I highlighted the transferable skills. So if you are trying to break into the work from home sector and you have food service experience and warehouse experience, I did a live and showed a resume and it had the transferable skills in bold. Those sample resumes are on our blog. So if you're interested in them, I will go get the links and post them in a few moments. But thank you for those of you who joined. I really appreciate it. It was a good live, and a lot of people came on and gave their opinion. So thank you guys, and it's always good to have people who come on and give their opinion. And thank you again for the mods who came on and joined us, and I appreciate you guys. Yes, summer break loading. Hey, Miss Lucette. Hey, Queen. Thank you, Miss Lucette. Oh, thank you, Teresa. I appreciate it. Hey, Precious. Hey, Queen. Oh, thank you, Nikki, looking like a little girl. I appreciate that, child. I turned 50 this year, so I really appreciate that. Thank you. Hey, Monica. Hey, Queen. Good evening. Hey, Jarvis. Hey, King. How are you? Long time no see. Hey. L. Dot is in the building. What's up, Queen? How are you? I'm great, Queen. Hey. Y'all come on in. Make sure y'all hit the like button on the way in. Hey, Barbara. Yes, it is a big birthday for me. So I'm doing a bucket list item for my big birthday. I've always wanted to go to Alaska. If y'all have been with me for us, Carol and I, for a while, y'all know I love to travel. So me and my husband together have been to maybe Um, I think 47 of the 50, of the 50, is it 51 or 52? I don't know, but I think it's 51 states. We've been to like 47. I think we're missing three from 50. And if it's 51, we've missing, we have the 51st, which is Puerto Rico. I don't know if that's considered a state or just a, U.S. territory, but been there. But yeah, so we're going to Alaska this year. So I am ready. I am ready. And I have this little wooden map, and you Mod Podge pictures of yourself in every state. So I have taken a picture of me and my husband, my kids in different states. So I'm gonna put the map on my wall and Mod Podge the pictures once we're done. I want to wait till we're done. So we're almost there, and once we get done, I have the pictures saved in a file that I want to put on there, and I'm gonna be able to put my map up. So I'm ready to finish my map. So I'm almost done, and I'm excited. So then find something else to do. So thank you guys for coming. Hold on. I know I missed a lot of people. Hey, Barbara, welcome to our channel. Thank you for joining us, Queen. We appreciate you. Hey, Zion, welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, Monica, thank you. Thank you for going in and watch. What's up, love? What you need?
I got 5 shorts.
Yeah, you need to get underwear, socks, and everything. Okay.
How many underwear am I supposed to have?
6.
6. What else?
6.
What are shorts? Shorts.
5 and 5.
What about the ones that go home on Monday?
You can do that. I'll wash them.
Okay.
Sorry, y'all. I'll wash them. Okay.
Mom.
Make sure you get pajamas. Okay.
So I have 5 pair of shorts.
Yes, 5 and 5.
5 underwear.
6.
6 underwear and 5 flip flops.
Yes.
Hey, everybody.
Hey. Sorry, y'all. My son, we're trying to get ready to do something else. So he trying to, anyway. So, yeah, so I was at Barbara. Thank you, Barbara, for joining us. Oh, I was at Monica. Monica, go ahead and check out the replay. Appreciate it.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, Jarvis, rumor has it you started a Lonely Lady Corporation. Is that where you and WG disappeared to? With you, L. Dot. Somebody go take L. Dot computer. Go take it right now. Thank you, L. Dot. Yeah, it is fun. It is.
I see Jarvis back. Oh,
yeah.
Hey, Jarvis.
My little West Virginia life. Nikki, Precious, Miss Lucette, Karima, got quite a few people on here. Beautiful. Teresa, did I say Teresa? Lindsay, Ellen, Crystal. Y'all, welcome. We got a lot now to mess where I was up at. So
yes, I said, no, don't you take it. It's making money season.
Yeah. So that is what I'm doing for my 50th. So we were talking about my birthday. I was just telling them I was happy because it was the last day of school.
Woo. Don't nobody care.
Amen.
Don't nobody care about you and your birthday.
And this is my last day of school. So full day. It was the last full day of school. So
my kids don't nobody care.
Yeah, I do. My kids were done yesterday.
Thank you, She Humble. I appreciate that, Queen. So nappy girl. Keep go outside and I have to straighten it and then come back in. Puffy.
Yeah.
Can't do nothing with it. Now I want to put up some braids or something.
Hey, Bacardi. Yes, we do see claims processor positions. Check with thesidehustle.com or check nonphoneworkathomejobs.com. We do see them a lot. Claim processors.
Niggas said, ha, Tan, that car is being Debbie Downer. Beautiful say, I care, Tan. No, I'm realistic, Rachel. I'm realistic, Rachel, Nikki.
Yeah.
Bacardi.
Yeah, and Bacardi, some health insurance companies you could check. United Healthcare Group. Um, who else? Cardinal Health. I'm trying to be serious now. Cardinal Health.
What are you looking for?
The claims processor. I'm trying to
Posted
CVS.
some today.
Oh,
It's
Carol
on in the
posted some.
group. Yeah, in the group.
If you are in our group, Kiss That Cubicle Goodbye, Carol, can you put the link in the chat for the group? Bacardi, Carol posted some in the group today. So if you go on and join our group, if you are on Facebook, please let us know your name on Facebook so we can approve you. And Carol did post. That's why claims process sound familiar because I posted.
Mm-hmm.
So,
We
and there
see
are,
them a lot though.
yeah, they are plentiful.
Cigna. They had one. I think I posted that one yesterday.
Cigna.
Hey, my little West Virginia life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that said, me too, Curl. Natural hair don't care about being me trying to be cute. Girl. She said, hey, my little West Virginia life. Bacardi says, thank you all so much. Beautiful says, Tan, when is your birthday? We need to do a Two Chicks with a Side Hustle birthday celebration.
We do one every year. So I probably will give something away for my birthday. I usually give something away. Have not decided what I'm going to do yet, but I probably give something away. What did I give last year? Laptop?
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
I think I gave a laptop away on my birthday. I'll do something this year. I don't know. But we'll see. And LDOT is putting some companies in the chat that may hire claim processor Bacardi. So if you are still on here, they are here. Let me. You want to get started?
You just really talking today. I'm gonna be quiet today. No, go ahead.
Oh, you ready?
Go ahead.
For those of you who are new, welcome. Thank you for joining us. For those of you who are not new, welcome back and thank you for joining us again. I am Tangi.
That is realistic, Rachel. And I am Kerr.
Today, Carol is being pessimist Patty.
Whatever.
Together we are two chicks with a side hustle on this channel and this Facebook.
Right.
We post work at home jobs, side gigs, and side hustles. We do these lives to help you get started on your work from home journey. If you are new to working from home, if you are not new to working from home, we help you maximize your time and your money. So thank you for joining us. Basically, what we do is we talk about, number one, working from home. So if you've never worked from home, we give you tips and strategies on how you could obtain your first work from home job. We give you strategies on how you can obtain a better work from home job once you get started. We also talk about side gigs and side hustles because we believe in multiple streams of income. So if you are looking to make extra money, extra streams of income, and you are looking to do it on your own time, with no one looking over your shoulders, no set hours, make sure you grab your pen and piece of paper today because a lot of these side hustles will probably be talked about in the chat. We had one queen already said she was working on branded surveys to get her last point. So make sure you check out branded surveys. It is a great survey site, but I'm sure we're going to talk about that more in the live. If you are new, grab your pen and piece of paper. If you are not new but have questions about anything we have posted in our blogs or on our social media platforms, make sure you put that in the chat. If you are new, type I'm new in the chat and we will help you get started. Again, if you are new or if you have questions, make sure you watch the chat because we have a great group of individuals who come on live every time we hit that button. And they also love working from home and creating streams of income just like we do, and they come and give their strategies and tips every time we hit that live button. This is a great group of people. This is a great group of people to learn from. We are all here to learn. There is no stupid question. Make sure you put your question in the chat. That is what it is for. This is how we get your questions answered. Carol will be reading the chat, and then we will talk about the jobs at the end.
We're going to let you read tonight.
my
Whatever.
Carol will be reading the chat. Make sure you put your questions in there, and we will get started. Thank you again for joining us. Thank you, Carol.
My little West Virginia line, she says, tan is showing out tonight.
I know.
Teresa says, hi, my little West Virginia line. My little West Virginia line. She says, hey, Eldad. Beautiful says, thanks, Eldad, for the information. Bacardi says, I'm staying to help support the stream. Thank you for the help. Feeling the love for real. Thank you. Eldad says, yes, she's letting us into Tanville today, sharing her traveling and birthday plans. Okay. She says, bada poo poo pie. I'm loving it. She says, beautiful, my pleasure. My little West Virginia life. She says, hey, Teresa.
He did not come.
Nikki says, Bacardi, R1, RCM, Humana, Liberty Mutual, and Tri-West. She says, also check their channel for previous videos for companies that do claims at Bacardi and Beautiful. Elda says, hit the like button. Is it Sophia? I hope I said it right. She says, I'm new. Welcome, Queen.
Welcome.
Elda says, hi, Nikki. Elda says, not the I'm sick and coughing out. Calling out call. T says, Teresa, she says, welcome, Sophia. Nikki says, Elda, hey, babe. Forrest Last says, good evening, Queens. I came across a new side hustle, but I'll give you an update soon as I withdraw. Okay.
Okay. Let us know, Queen.
Well, congrats to you. Sophia says, glad to be here. Elda says, hey, Forex Labs. Nikki says 6236. Forex Labs says, hey, Elda, what's up, millionaire? And Kenyana says, hello, do you have any part-time? I did a video yesterday, Kenyana, on the channel for part-time.
And, and I was going to tell her if she do get the link to the group that we posted some part-time positions in there today. Well, you did. Sorry, not we.
Yeah, and also some of the companies that we are going to talk about later on in the video, Kiana, they are also part-time. Some of them are. Nikki says, we got tan before the sleep kicks in. Laugh out loud.
Amen.
I don't think she's going to sleep tonight, y'all. Beautiful says, we'll do Elda. Sophia says, yes, that's right. Elda says, millionaire. I received that for his laughs. There go Meek. She says, hi, ladies in chat. Elda says, hey, Richard BFF. Nikki says, welcome to the group, Sophia. Hey, Opulent. She says, hello, ladies.
Hey, hey.
How are you, Queen? Forrest Last says, I'm just teasing, but touch and agree.
Amen.
Right.
Amen.
And I said, she received that.
Right.
Meek says, hey, Eldad. Meeks, I heard you made some money, Queen, on free cash.
My clothes on the couch.
Okay. What happened to the suitcase?
Tan said, Meeks made some money on free cash. I'm like, what? Okay. I'm like, Meeks made some money on free cash. Opulent, she says, good, I'm making it with the praying hands. Girl, we all are. So much going on in the world. Sophia says, thank you, Nikki.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Lillian, she says, hey, family. Hey, Queen, how are you? Hey Debbie. Debbie says, "Good evening, ladies. I liked and shared. Thank you, Queen. And if anybody has any good news that you guys want to share with the family, make sure you drop it in the chat. And also, if you missed Tan on the live stream last night, she did go over a resume, how to put the resume together, keywords, and things like that. So I'm going to drop the link here to her video in case you guys missed it. Be sure to go and show Tan some love. Or if you just need help with your resume, you might want to take a look at her video. Debbie, so Queen, I did a video yesterday on here about part-time jobs. Now I'm gonna drop earlier today, and it's Tan's fault, but y'all don't tell her I said that. She didn't have the link. I did a video for today, but we didn't have the link together for the jobs, but I will drop it tomorrow on here, and there are some more part-time jobs on that video. But I did one yesterday. I talked about 5 part-time jobs. We also have dropped a few companies in the group that are part-time on this live stream today. Some of these 7 remote jobs, some of them are part-time overnight. If you want to work them overnight, you can. Also, again, tomorrow's video will be part-time jobs. But if you missed yesterday's video, the link is in the chat. Nikki says, "Hey, Meeks." Forrest Laugh says, "Money." Meeks is in the building. And she says, "Welcome, Sophia." Hey, Sunshine. She says, "Hi, ladies. I'm here finally." Well, welcome, Queen. Me says, "Oh yeah, my free cash balance is $140. It's supposed to be 80 more, but the level wasn't tracked. So support told me to send in a ticket so they can look into it. I'm playing Match Masters." Okay, girl. Congratulations, Meek. So if you guys want to play the game that Meeks is playing, she is on a company called Free Cash, and we do have a link to them. They are number 13 on the list. You can start this one ASAP today if you want to. And the link is in the chat. Congrats again, Meeks. Hey, Janisa. She says, "Good evening, ladies. I have a question. Do you ever come across any part-time jobs stuffing envelopes?" Unfortunately, Janisa, those are scams. Tan was doing something like that, but it was probably about 25 years ago. Now, she was doing something like stuffing envelopes, but those are non-existent. I have not seen one company that has been legit stuffing envelopes, and we've been working from home since 2006. Hey, Marcella. Marcella says, "Good evening, ladies and gents. Good seeing y'all 2 chicks. Welcome back, King." Nikki is clapping for you, Meeks. Eldad says, "Hey to everyone coming in. Welcome if you're new." She says, "Get it, BFF Meeks." Meeks says, "Hey, everyone." Java says, "I'm going for my bachelor's degree." Okay, social work. Okay, Java. Well, congrats to you, King. That's good news. Markeisha, she says, "Hey, everyone." Hey, Queen. She says, "Liked and shared." Thank you. Debbie says, "Thank you so much." No problem, Debbie. Leonica, she says, "Hey, Tan and Kara, I liked and shared." Thank you, Leonica. Elda says, "Jarvis, yay, go. We need more men in the field for sure." Yes, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful says, "Awesome, Meeks." Really, Leonica? What? Why? She says it took 30 minutes before YouTube let her in the chat. What was it saying, girl? That's weird. She says, "Hey, everyone in the chat." Jarvis says, "Thanks, L. Dot." She Humble says, "L. Dot Meeks adorable Leonica." She says, "Hey, y'all." Jarvis, not Jarvis. Forest Lab, she says, I just started back with Misplay too. Okay.
Hmm.
Jarvis was thanking you, L. Dot. Opulent, she says, Meeks, how many hours do you play a day? Nikki says, okay, that's awesome, Jarvis. I see remote SW jobs, usually in the substance abuse and behavioral therapy arenas.
Mm-hmm.
Sherry says stuff in envelopes is popping up on TikTok, and all of a sudden, she says, and my first thought was, this is a scam.
It is. I used to do stuff in envelopes back in the early 90s. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. Um, oh, okay. I see Forex Lab. She said maybe they're talking about the gambling thing, stuff in envelopes.
Oh, okay. You talking about the
Maybe that one, but
envelope.
if they're talking about stuff in envelopes, the stuff in envelopes I'm talking about is back in the 90s. You know how you used to get all that um, mail that was in an envelope, and there may be some type of advertisements. Printers are plentiful now. The internet, they can send everything. So if they talking about, well, you'll be stuffing envelopes, sending them to businesses, and that's a
Mm-hmm.
scam. That used to be a thing. I used to do it when I was in college, but it's no more because printers, people can send, regular emails now. But
Yeah.
I do know what Forex Lab is talking about.
Sophia, she says, oh, 06, working from home is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we've been working from home since 06.
Yeah.
Then had plenty of jobs, Sophia, all different types. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the companies that Tan and myself used to work for, a lot of them are no longer in business. Believe
Yep.
it or not, a lot of them are no longer in business. Like the little side hustles we used to have, child, couldn't find it to save my life. Because we had some easy side hustles. Beautiful says, congrats, Jarvis. Debbie says, wow, I didn't know there were work from home jobs since 06. She says, wow. Yeah.
Yes. And they were probably around before that. We just found out about it in '06.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, Debbie, Alorica, they were around, but they were called West at Home.
Mm-hmm.
But they're called Alorica now, but they used to be called West at Home. So that's one of the companies that we started with. And then my second work from home job was with Live Ops. And Live Ops, they're still around. Teresa says, oh 06, Carl, ha, ha, ha. That was the good old West day.
Yeah.
Teresa was working back then also.
Yes.
So she's a veteran when it comes to
Yeah.
working from home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the good old West days.
So with. Are you wearing red toenail polish?
I miss them days because I think, well, for me working part-time with that company, I made some good money, especially
Yeah.
around the holidays with them. I really made some good money, and I would always save my paycheck stub so I could go back and just kind of see,
Mm-hmm.
as time went on, what type of money I had made with the company. But I do remember making around like $500 and $600 every 2 weeks
Mm-hmm.
around holiday time.
And we worked very part time because we both had
Yeah,
another full time job. So
right.
um I think it was like, in the beginning we were both like really surprised that we were working from home. Um
Mm-hmm.
I started first and was just, I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was like, for real? So I started. And so Carol and I worked at a job together, and we were on the same row. We worked at a call center together, and we were on the same row. And I think I went up to her one day and I was like, you want to work from home? And she was like, yeah. And so I just gave her all the information, and I was like, you got any questions? Call me, or whatever. And it just started from there. and it was just it turned into a whole thing. So it's not hard. Don't let it intimidate you. Just try. Because I went into it blind. I didn't know. I knew about computers, but I didn't know about work from home. I found out about it from one of my husband's friends on a whim because I was looking for a part-time job. And I was, doing stuff on the side, fixing computers. And she was like, oh, I know about this company. Her mom actually helped like battered women. And this was one of the ways she would give them to get back on their feet and make money. So that's where it all came from. So that's where we started at. And that was in 06. And I think since then, it just has spiraled out of control. So, yeah.
Did it spiral?
Not spiral, but it is a blessing has been a blessing in my life. And I know it has been a blessing in Carol's life. And just the things we have learned over the years, the things we have done over the years,
Yeah. Monica says, hey, Leonica. Leonica says she's at 155 so far this week on Spark, 29 on the Benjamin app, and 2 on User Crowd. All right, girl. Congratulations. Elda says, hey, she humble. Jacqueline says, I'm here for my business meeting. Elda says, you welcome, Jarvis. Teresa says, way to go, Leonica. Elda says, hey, Leonica. Jarvis says, Nikki, I would love to work with abused children and start an organization to help single fathers. You most definitely can do it, Jarvis, because you've been there. So you will be able to relate to a lot of people. Leonica says, it wasn't saying anything. When I clicked on live chat, it wouldn't pop the box up for me to chat. Oh, okay. You the first person here that has said that. Forrest Last said, the stuff in envelopes that's going around is gambling. I'm going back to school soon as well to get my medical billing certification training. These jobs. She said, there's good jobs when you're certified. Okay. Yep. Hey, Terry. Terry says hello to everybody. Leonica says, hey, she humble. Monica and Eldad. Eldad says, yes, it's a scam, but it's making a comeback remotely. Eldad said, Leonica, great job. Leonica says, thanks, Teresa. And she says, thanks, Eldad. Forrest Last says, oh, okay. Leonica says, be right back, about to switch to my computer. Eldad says, Jarvis, check idealist.org. It's a remote job board for nonprofits, and it would, I'm going to put it up here, and it would have that type of work. Depending on what state you're in, you can look for residential counselor jobs.
Oh, okay. Way to look out, Eldad.
She said, wait a minute, Jarvis, I read that too fast. She said, you're talking about future plans. Human services is my jam background, so I get pretty hyped to help. Nikki says, I love your vision, Jarvis. Elda said, be right back. Debbie says, that was certainly a blessing for you both to work from home since 06. It was, Debbie.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Jarvis says, Elda, okay, thank you. He says he will check it out. Leonica says she's on the computer. She's back. Jarvis says, thank you, Nikki. Forever Faithful says, good evening, ladies and gents. Hey, Forever Faithful, good evening. Nikki says, I wish I knew about them back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was hard to find, though, Nikki, because I kept running into a lot of scams. And then when Tan came to me and said, girl, I got a work from home job. Do you want to work from home? I'm over here praying for this. I'm like, woo, God is good. And he has answered the prayer, because everything that I kept finding online, scam after everything was just a scam. Just kept running into scams. I could not find any legit jobs. Now, when Tan told me about West, all of a sudden I started finding them after she told me about West. I started finding them after that. But before then, no luck at all whatsoever. I would come home every day from the brick and mortar, get online, and try to find a remote job. Couldn't find one. Type in work from home jobs on Google. All types of scams was just popping up. So she was most definitely a godsend. Leonica says, congrats, Meeks. Sherry says, hello. Hey, Queen Sherry. Lillian says, hey, Leonica. Hey, Felicia. She says, hello, my two chick queens and chat family liked and share. Also wanted to share. I got a job at Conduit. She says, and begin June the 9th. Okay,
all right, Queen. All right, Queen. All right. I know she had announced.
Times over. So happy.
I remember she announced a few weeks ago she had gotten her information straight and she was going to apply for a work from home job. I'm glad you got some, Queen. Congrats, congrats, congrats. Long time coming.
Yeah. Go ahead, girl. Yeah. Sophia says, that's what I'm looking for, 5 a week part-time. It most definitely can be done, Queen.
And Queen, you don't need a work from home job. We talk about side gigs and side hustles over here. I forgot to tell y'all. So my friend texted me today. Ellis, she picked up a shop that paid, I think it was $115. The shop paid $35. The bonus was $85. She said it took her 15 minutes to do it.
Wow.
So that was
115.
Because she, let me go, hold on. Make sure I got that right. So, yeah, it said $35 shop, $85 bonus. So
15 minutes.
So if you are new to our channel, Ellis Mystery Shop is a apartment shop company. If you are not familiar with Mystery Shop is a way you can earn money by posing to be a customer, posing to be a renter. There are all things you can mystery shop. With Ellis, you will pretend to be a renter. You will go in to the apartment complexes and you will act as if you're wanting to rent one. You will go take a tour of the community, ask the questions that are outlined in the sheet that you will get from the company, take the pictures if needed, and you will get paid for doing that. We have queens on here making anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a month or more doing mystery shop. And the good thing about this is you do it on your own time. You do not have to sit there and wait for someone to say, hey, I'm going to make $15, $16 an hour. I will hire you. With Mystery Shop. You can sign up and start tomorrow with Ellis. So if you want to mystery shop Ellis, you sign up. There are reports. There is a report that you will have to fill out once you are done with the shop. It is a long report, but once you do one shop, you can do 2, 3, and the more you do, the quicker you become. So don't shy away from the mystery shop. There are also other types of mystery shop. Market Force does fast food companies. What is it? Coil does hotel mystery shop. So there are all types of things to mystery shop. If you go on our blog, Two Chicks with a Side Hustle, click on mystery shop. There is on-site and phone mystery shop. There are companies who will pay you to do phone mystery shops and web mystery shops. There's an app called GigSpot, and GigSpot has telephone and web mystery shops. Now, I don't know what they did to me, but I see 19 today. But they also have the in my area brand ambassador where you can go do food samples, and they are paying $60. I don't know for how many hours, but they have all types of things you can do. Download it on your phone. It is Gig Spot. It is Gig Spot. Okay. Let me see where Carol is it. Hold on. Let's see. I gotta find out where Carol is at. Hold on, yeah. I'm lost. Okay, hey, Sophia, she said I'm looking for 500. So check out Ellis Mystery Shop and some of the other mystery shops, Sophia. That is a good way to make money on your own time. Meek says, I don't play for more than an hour. Opulent Matchmasters is all about matching strategy, so you don't have to play hours to earn. They also go by the number of trophies you collect, not level. Okay, all right, Mix. I might play that Matchmasters. Hey, Beautiful says congratulations, Felicia. Nikki said boost the likes, please. Leonica said congrats, Meeks. Felicia says Leonica, good to see you. How are you doing? Leonica says likewise. I'm doing all right. How are you doing, Felicia? Oh, thank you, Miss Pris. She says I'm coming up on my 1 year anniversary that I found with Two Chicks Help. Thank you, Queen.
All right, girl.
Read it.
Congrats. You keep reading. Come on, Debbie. Let me try to act like you don't hear me.
I hear you. I'm talking to this my little boy. Hold on.
Leonica says, thanks, Carl. Felicia said, doing well. Thank you, Leonica. Nikki says, woohoo, Miss Pris. Me says, thank you, Leonica. Autism Mama, hey, Queen. She says, happy Wednesday. Y'all show some love by liking and sharing this video. Hit the like button. It's free and it don't cost you nothing. Miss Pris says, thanks, Nikki. Meek says, in terms of how long it took me to earn that, I've been playing that game for less than 20 days. Okay. Leonica says, you're welcome, Felicia and Meeks. And she says, hi, Autism Mommy. Autism Mommy is saying, hey, Leonica. Angela says, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Queen. She Humble says, hey, Queen, Autism Mommy. Autism Mommy says, hey, Queen. Hey, Robin. She says, hello, everyone. Vanita says, good evening, everyone. I liked and shared. Glad y'all are here. Tan and Carl. Welcome back, Queen. Thank you. Leonica says, hello, and how are you, Robin? And she says, good evening, Vanita. Opulent, she says, Meeks, oh, I skipped past that game and got Yahtzee instead. I figured I'd play it more. It requires a lot of trophies, though. Nikki says, shout out to you, Felicia. Is it Simon? Says, good evening to all. Congrats to all on successes. Good evening. Leonica says, congrats to everyone. Success. Hey, Jacqueline. She says, instead of taking my sleeping pills at night, I make money on Just Play, playing the games, and I fall asleep. Okay. She says, no pills. She says, try, you will like it. Yeah, Just Play. That's my favorite. I think out of all the games, I love Just Play. Nikki says, there's my CJ buddy, Angela. Robin says, hi, Leonica. I am great. Lillian says, congrats, Felicia. Angela says, I tried Aspen Dental. Shucks. It's supported for. Oh, it's not supported for your area? I'm guessing that's what you're saying. Hey, Blue says, and I'm currently sitting in first place. Forever says, I've been seeing those bonus shops too. Okay, Forever. Grab you some, girl. Elda says, job is my pleasure. She says, hey, sis, autism mommy. Felicia says, yes, thank you so much for your support and encouragement. God bless me with the best tag team and family. I cannot thank you enough. It's been tough, but tough times don't last. Tough people do. And I like that. Amen.
Oh, thank you.
Well, at least you hung in there, Felicia, because
Yes,
most
Queen.
people, girl, would have threw in the towel.
And
And
let's brag on Queen. When she couldn't do a work from home job, she did those side gigs and side hustles. She got in there and hung in there and made branded work for her. So y'all salute that Queen because she made it work for her. Move.
And sometimes that's what you have to do. If you can't find a work from home job, look for a side gig or a side hustle, because at least with those, you can work those and get on quicker sometimes than you can do a remote job. You may fill out 100 applications and still not hear back from nobody. Felicia says, thank you, Lillian. Hey, K Diamond. She says, hi, ladies. How many phone shops? I'm thinking you saying, do you sign up for on GigSpot? I finally overcame my fear, signed up for 5, never heard back on approval. So, K Diamond, we had a queen here. She did like 100 and I think it was 130 that she signed up for. And then she finally heard back on like 40. So you got to sign up for a lot of them before you actually hear back from the company. Now, they're not going to approve you for all. Let's just say if you were to go and sign up for 75, you won't get approved for all 75, but this just increases your chances of at least maybe getting 15, 20, 25 out of the 75. So just do more than 5. I would say maybe do like 75, 100, 125 and see what you get. And if that fails, then I would just reach out to them and say, hey, I'm here. I want to do these telephone mystery shops. I am available. Autism Mommy says, hey, sis L. Nikki says, Tan, my gig spot is low too. It was 25 when I checked yesterday, so I'm sure it's lower today. It gets like that from time to time. Yeah.
I hadn't seen it that low for any time.
It's like anytime I got on it, 45.
I have 19 today, 13 or 19.
Oh, okay. And I thought you said the other day we was on live, you said it was like 45.
Yeah. But it is, I don't know if it's their slow season or what, but it gets like that. That's why we say have eggs in your basket. That's why we say that, because these are 1099 type things and they are not, required to have a certain number of things available for you to work. That's why we say, hey, grab more than one mystery shop, grab more than one game playing app, grab more than one, because you never know when that one may be slow and you can pick up something else to take its place.
Forever Faithful, she says, K Diamond, I was the same. I procrastinated doing the phone shops. Hey Kelly, she says, hey, I finally caught another live. Well, welcome back, Queen. Autism Mama says, hey Nikki, we are great, and how are you and your family? Me says, Outlier gave me a little work to do today. She says, the manager said I'm assigned 100 tasks today. So due for 24 hours. Each task is 4 minutes long at $15 an hour. All right, girl. Go ahead, Meeks.
Go
Congrats.
ahead, Queen.
Jacqueline says, just started your amazing, helpful channel. Keep up your amazing service to the community. Okay.
Oh,
Oh, you
thank you,
just
Queen.
shared us. Thank you, Queen. Thank you. I don't know why I said started, but you said shared. Thank you. Thank you, Kelly. We appreciate that. She says liked and shared
Thank you.
also. Leonica says, you got this. Meeks. Elda says, Felicia. Yay. Me says there are side games that give you 700 plus trophies for each round that you win. So it doesn't take that long to earn the trophies. Okay. Jacqueline says, I salute you, Queen. Felicia says, thank you so much, Eldad. Forever Faithful says, Felicia, congratulations for persevering and reaping. Felicia says, your encouragement means the world, Eldad. And she says, thank you, Forever Faithful. K Diamond says, oh, wow. Thank you, Queen, for telling me about how to sign up for them shops. Much love.
Oh.
Yeah. Eldad says, Felicia, I love clapping for y'all. Go, go, go. Nikki says, Autism Mom is so glad y'all are back healthy and well. We're doing all right on this end. Yeah. Any more testimonies? Anybody else got some good news they want to share? Maybe you made a couple of dollars these last couple of days. Or you started one of the side hustles that we talk about. Put it in the chat so that we can celebrate you.
Mm-hmm. And if you are new here, I will grab the beginner friendly video.
/ she says a little encouragement grows through what you go.
Larry, you know no.
Yeah. Leonica says, hey, Forex Labs. I got almost $5, y'all, on Just Play. I think if I was to just get on here and really play, I could be like, what's the queen name that get the 100 a week? Miss Tawana. Miss Tawana, she gets 100 a week off of playing Just Play.
Mm-hmm.
Nikki says, amen, Forest Labs. And Forest Labs, she says, hey, Leonica. Autism Mama says, Nikki, we are doing great. Thanks for asking. Leonica says, Miss Tawana doing her thing on Just Play. Yep. Congratulations, Forever Faithful. She says, I love Panorama Panel. Receive my first gift. All right, girl.
All right, Queen.
She says, love it. Congratulations.
Thanks for letting us know.
Somebody else here got a gift Sunday, and I cannot remember what she got. Was it an air fryer? She got something nice. It was a nice gift. I think it might have been an air fryer.
Mm-hmm.
Opulent, she says, does anybody work for TELUS? What's your experience?
Now, I know somebody that was working for TELUS. They worked for them for like 2 years?
I won't say almost 3, wasn't it? Like 2.5?
It was one of their, now you have to remember TELUS's project work. So their project lasted 3 years and he was making enough to pay a car note. And I think the car note may have been $400 or $500.
Yeah, something like that. I do remember that.
And he worked mainly, I would say 10 to 15 hours a week.
Not bad. Julia, hey Queen. She says, "Hi ladies, I am new here. Welcome." Elda says, "Welcome, Julia." Come on, says, "What? I'm almost at 10 on Just Play. Thought I was doing something."
You
Well,
doing
hey,
something good.
$10 is
Hey,
good.
you're right. And
And
so
congrats to you.
and you build on that 10, you know, don't compare yourself to other people. Create your own what is it, Carol? What I want to say? The
I don't know what you want to say.
darn. Create your own goal that you want to set. So if it's $100 a week, you want to work on that. Figure out how much you can make a day. Start off with 10. Once you can do 10, you can do 20. You do 20, you could do 30.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There is a gentleman who has a video on YouTube. He makes 30 a day from Just Play. So you may want to search YouTube for his video.
Yeah.
Julia, she says, "Thank you." Leonica says, "Congrats, come on." She Humble says, "What's the link for Panorama Panel?"
They are not taking any new ones right now.
Kelly
But
says, "Is there a..."
we'll let you know.
Oh, she says, "Is there a video that talks about all of these things that are being talked about, like Just Play, Panorama, etc.?" Yep, Kelly, we've done several live streams and recorded videos on all of these side hustles. Yeah. You hear us talk about them like quite often because we do have a lot of people over here that are actually doing the Just Plays, the Best Plays, the Miss Plays, the Free Cash, the Cash Kicks, the Mystery Shops, the Panorama Panels. Several queens here in this chat, a lot of them only do side gigs and side hustles. Some of them do the remote job, some do, and some don't. It just really is up to that individual. But we try to give people options because we know that everybody here may or may not be looking for a remote job. And sometimes, especially right now, because the way the world is going and people are losing jobs, is like everybody is looking for these work from home jobs. So it can get a little frustrating, a little difficult to, not saying to find them, but to get hired with the companies because the companies are getting so many applications and they may only have a limited amount of people that they are looking to hire. I had a recruiter to reach out to us and she was like, "I want you guys to promote this position." So she sent me the information. And then a couple of days later, they had also promoted the position themselves. She was only looking for 50 people and said that she already had over 1,000 applications.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
sometimes we know how many people they're looking for, and sometimes we don't know. Sometimes they'll just come to us and say, "Hey, can you promote this?" And whatever they get, they get. But it just depends on the company and what they're looking for. So over here on our channel, when we do the live streams, you will most definitely hear us talk about the side gigs and the side hustles. We don't have like individual videos narrowed down to just only side gigs and side hustles because you may hear us talk about a company that's hiring a remote job or something like that. So, but if you stick with us and just kind of come here, watch the live streams, listen to the queens, and if you are looking to make money from home, you most definitely will be making money from home.
Mm-hmm.
Forever Faithful says, "Tell us is not in Maryland, but I like that car note testimony."
And we used to have a queen that was making pretty good off of Tellus.
I was gonna say Meeks was making enough. Her and Helen they were making enough off of Prolific at one time to pay, I think, a car note, and then on free cash to pay light bill and water bill. Nikki says, "Hey, Julia." Forrest Last says, "I can't pass the teller's exam for nothing, man. Wish I could for real." Me says, "Thanks, Deonica. Sorry I've been missing the last this week. I've been drained." Lion Face says, "I'm at 25 and I'm thinking you're saying on Just Play." All right, that's good. Congrats. Hey, Helen. She says, "Hey, ladies. Hey, fam. Liked and shared. Thank you, Queen." Nikki says, "Forge your own path." Yep.
Yeah.
Come on, says, "Thank you all. I'm grateful for the 10 more I didn't have before." Exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
And you'll get there. Sometimes, it'll start out slow, but the thing with Just Play, what I think I have like figured out on certain games, I don't know about all the games because I only play like 2 games, and that's Mass Smash and Treasure Master. But I noticed on Treasure Master, if I get on there and just play, my money will increase. But if I skip like 5 or 6 days and then I hop back on and start playing, it'll be down. But if I stay on and I play, the money will start going back up. And that's what I figured out with Just Play. I think if you play a lot and they see that you're on there playing, they will give you more money. Kelly says, "Okay, thank you." And I don't know why it's cutting your message off. Chris, hey Chris. Chris says, "Hello, lovely ladies. What game is she playing on Just Play to get that 100 a week?" I do not know, Chris. I don't even know if she tell us, Tan. If she did,
No,
I can't remember.
I don't remember. She
was here on the live stream Sunday. Now, if you want to go back, Chris, and check out the live stream from Sunday, the video is still up, and she was on that video. Now, if she comes in this live tonight, we'll ask. I haven't seen her yet. She may come, though. Forrest Last says, "Rewarded play is good for gift cards." I think we've heard about that one, too. Julia says, "I shared this video. You ladies are doing a great job." Thank you, Queen. We appreciate that. She Humble says, "I don't understand the Just Play points. I had a lot of points and got 30 cents. Laugh out loud." So the thing, I think, She Humble, this is just my opinion. The more you play with them, like if you're consistent, is what I'm trying to say. You're just playing, they'll give you more money. I've noticed that with them, because if I skip some days and come back, the money will be low. It may be 20 cents, 25, 35, 45. But if I just play and I'm playing, I think one time I played, girl, they gave me like $1 and something. I kept getting like 80, between 80 and like $1 and maybe 25 because I kept playing. So I would say just be consistent with them. Eldar says, "Kelly, best bet is to watch some of the replays on their channel and use the previous video posts for ideas and company names." Kelly says, "Eldar, thank you." Angela says, "Please be careful of scam emails from companies. I received one, but the sender email was Gmail." Oh, yeah, you got to be careful of that. And the content sounded legit till I investigated further.
Right. That's why we say do your own research.
Yep. Especially if you are looking on Indeed now, and they used to be a good platform, but from what I've just been hearing people say, it's just full of scams. And the crazy part is, it's not just the remote or work from home jobs that they are on there trying to scam people. It's also those brick and mortar jobs. I've heard several horror stories about people showing up to a warehouse and the warehouse is empty. but this was supposed to be a in-person job, but it would turned out it was not. So yeah, most definitely be careful. Now I have a friend, she'll call. She will literally call the company and say, "Hey, I saw this online. I'm just trying to make sure that this was you guys posting this particular job that I saw on, if it was on Indeed, that I saw on Indeed, and are you guys hiring for whatever position it is, customer service rep." So if you have to call, go Google the number, get their information. If you receive an email, you know you haven't applied for the company, and they know people are gullible. They know people are looking because they know a lot of people, around this time, people are desperate. People are losing jobs. They need money. They got bills to pay. So just make sure you do research before you give anybody your information, your personal information. We research the jobs here on our channel, but we still ask that you guys go and do your own research as well. Julia says, "Hey, nice to be here." Oh, thank you, Julia. Helen says, "Hey, Leonica," and "Hey, Elda." Helen says she was sleeping. Late to the party. That's okay. Julia says, "What is TELUS?"
It is a company that hires part-time 1099 work.
Chris says, "Thank you so much. I will check out the live stream from Sunday." No problem, Chris. And again, if she comes on this live stream today, I'll ask. Helen says, "Prolific is not my boo no more. They treat me like a stepchild." Girl, don't make me scream on this stream, honey. She said, "But I'm still making a little something." Shay says, "Hey, Carl and Tan and chat." She says, "Like and share." Hey, Shacey. Mm-hmm. Hey, Stephanie. She says, "Hey, sorry I'm late." That's okay. Nikki says, "Angela, glad you did your research. I see there are a lot of scams on LinkedIn and they were supposed to be top tier for work." Yep, I have been hearing it also, Nikki, that a lot of people are saying that there are fake recruiters over on LinkedIn. I think I really only looked at LinkedIn maybe a few times, but not like that. Like, just really on there scrolling around looking for jobs and stuff like that. I have not. So yes, please be careful on any of these work from home or just job related websites.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly says, "Indeed, it's full of scams lately." Yeah, they didn't used to be like that. That is so crazy. It's like, I remember Monster.com, Career Builder, and there was one more back in the day that people that we used to use.
Yahoo Jobs.
Yeah, Yahoo Jobs. And then those start becoming scams. Those turned into scams. A lot of scammers started coming on those platforms. So I didn't go over there anymore. And then Indeed popped up, LinkedIn popped up, and those seemed at the time to be, like she said, top tier. But child, these scammers, they getting smarter and smarter every day. Elda says, "Yes, be careful." She says, "I get text messages all day from randoms talking about their recruiters, but I never even applied." I got one day. Remember, Tan, I sent it to you. Mm-hmm. Somebody text me, y'all, talking about what did it say? Was I interested in working from home? Girl, I just fell out the laughing. I knew it was a scam because I'm like, mm-hmm. And it was like a group text. It was like my number and maybe about 14 or 15 other people in this one text, this group chat text or whatever. And I'm like, this is weird, but okay. Elda says, "Block and report to spam." Right. Nikki says she get a lot of scam texts. She says, "I have no clue where these people have gotten my phone number."
Dark web.
I was just about to say they're probably the dark web. Meek says CBS, they was on fire last week with remote jobs. They were telephone jobs. So yeah, I posted a few in the group, Meeks. I think they are still hiring. Julia says, thank you. No problem, Queen. Forrest Last says, wow, that's where I do my job searches and a few on LinkedIn. Earn Better has some high paying jobs and optimizes your resume to applicant tracking system compatible resumes. Just be careful, Queen. Nikki says, L. Same girl. I called them out quickly and then blocked them. Like you can't even put a proper sentence together. I'm big on grammar in a professional setting. Felicia says, yes, these job sites are not what they used to be. That's why I just stuck in here and was able to get through it all. Yeah, Zip Recruiter. That's what it was, Celeste. It was Zip Recruiter. I couldn't remember the name of it, but that's what it was, Zip Recruiter. Elda said, Nikki, probably from all the data breaches we've had over the past few years, our info is out here in the ethers. It's out here in these streets, these scamming streets. Celeste says ZipRecruiter was one. Miss Priest says ZipRecruiter is also Scammer Central. Not Scammer Central. Elda said, Nikki, okay, you are a recruiter from Scamville. Scamville, go away. She says Google Jobs always seem behind. I don't think I've ever tried them. Kelly says I haven't had any issues on LinkedIn, but Indeed has been doing the most lately. I try to stick to the list I receive from US Vets and AZ. Okay. Hey, Cowboy. Cowboy says, hello, host and chat. Lillian says, especially Career Builder is a scam. Forever Faithful. She says, how is it Recruiter and Glassdoor job sites?
I don't do Glassdoor.
I think with Glassdoor, I would say like the rate of pay for a lot of the jobs on Glassdoor, sometimes the figures are just way out the way. Job will pay 15 and they'll swear up and down it's paying 35. And I'm like, no, that job pays like $15 an hour. So we don't really look at Glassdoor. I may look for like the reviews or something, but when it comes to the pay, to me, not really a trustworthy site. And Zip Recruiter Forever Faithful, that's one of the ones that I used to utilize a long time ago, but turned out a lot of scammers figured out how to go on there and pose as recruiters and try to scam people out of their information. So I don't do Zip Recruiter either. Not no more. Stephanie says, as soon as I ask what company in a text, they stop.
Yep, can't ask no question.
Leonica says, hey, Cowboy. Elda says, be careful on all platforms. Ask questions. Do your due diligence. Cowboy says, Lofton. Elda says, I was going to say dark web tan, but didn't want to scare the chat. Leonica said, do you have the links for It Meeks? Helen says, Cloud Research been adopting me, though. Did a $15 study last night. Okay, girl. She says she has over 20 pending and 12 in the balance. Have cashed out 4 times on Pay Viewpoint and also Forthright. All right, girl.
All right.
Yay, Helen. Congrats, Queen.
All right.
Felicia says CVS is still hiring. They were one of the jobs I applied to, and Conduit is still hiring as well, all through the Two Chicks blog. Thank you, Felicia. Kelly says, I have applied for so many jobs with CVS and have yet to get an interview. I was on a vet's call last week and was able to get recruiter info, so hopefully I can get an interview now. Well, that's good, Kelly. Hopefully you can, Queen. Forrest Glass says, no way. I didn't know that about Indeed back in the day. Monster and Career Builder were scamming too. But the way the new scam is when someone texts you and says it's the wrong number. Yonica says, way to go, Helen. Elda says, Helen, woohoo, that's great. Yonica says, you will land something, Kelly. Sherry says, laugh out loud. Yes, Zip Recruiter posts fake jobs. They are one big scam. I deleted my profile immediately. I don't blame you, girl. Helen says, indeed, getting to be like the scammer men. Not the scammer men on TikTok, girl. Julia says, thanks, L. Dot. Leonica says, indeed, it's full of scams now. And it's hard to find like the real jobs on Indeed. There are some real jobs on there, but they're just hard to find now because it's so much going on that website. And I think at first, Indeed used to vet the jobs. I don't think they vet them anymore. I think anybody can go on there and post a job. Julia says, nice to meet all of you. I just downloaded Just Play. All right, Queen. Congrats. Kelly says, Leonica, thank you. Cowboy says, these sites are just like companies that's really not hiring, but they have to post that they're hiring so they can receive the funds. Forever Faithful says, wow, I had never heard of text interviews. I told them no, then requested a video interview, but I guess those are scams too. Let me get my info off of all of them. Girl, I don't blame you. Now, I know some of the companies will text you, but it's not like they're interviewing you from a text. It may just be saying, hey, if you're still interested in the customer service position, respond to this text, and then we'll get you set up. But then the next text may be something like check your email or something like that. But and you'll see now some of the companies will even have like a disclaimer on the website. It may be at the top, the bottom, or it may pop on the page as soon as you land on their website, and it'll say beware of scammers, because they know that the scammers are using their names to lure people in. Somebody reached out to us recently. They got an email from Live Ops, but once we looked at it, and I was like, you sure it came from Live Ops? And what did it say? And she told us what it said, and I'm like, it don't sound like Live Ops. So I said, well, send us a screenshot of the email. And once we saw the website, the link where it came from, it said Live Ops, and it was something different. I think it had a dot SS at the end. It was something different about it, or it was Live Ops dot S. It wasn't Gmail. It was some other at somebody.com, and I was like, nope, it's not Live Ops. Kelly says, oh my God, I had a text interview on Monday. They sent a Google Meets link, so I thought it was for real. Then they proceeded with texting. I just logged out. Nope.
Yes.
So the Google Hangouts, the Google Meets, the Signal, some of them use the Signal app. Some of them use the Telegram. Some use the Discord.
Skype. What else?
Telegram, Discord, and some of them use Facebook Messenger. No real recruiter will ever pop in your Facebook Messenger and say, hey, are you looking for a remote job? That is not how they recruit. Now, if they pop in my Facebook Messenger, that's different, because they may want some promo or something like that. They may want me to promote a job for them. But coming in just at random, coming in your Messenger saying, hey, if you're looking for a remote job, I got the hiring manager right here, la 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 la. Nope. Scam. What's going on, Earl? He said, peace, fam. Yonica says, you welcome, Kelly. She says, right, cowboy. Helen, hey, hustling Helen. She says, hey, everybody, liked and shared. Thank you, Queen. Kelly says, my apologies. It was Microsoft Teams. Okay, she says, that's what made me think it was legit, because I have used Teams on several jobs. Okay.
Yeah, and when they took Teams kind of public, it kind of let the scammers in, basically.
Mm-hmm. Elda says, Kelly, oh no, were you on your laptop? Get that checked for spyware. Monique says, hello, and how are you all feeling? Liked and shared. We are great, Queen. Thank you. And how are you? Yep. So just be careful, everybody. So if you are unsure, call the company. Google the company and then get a phone number. If you can, go to the website, send an email from the contact us page. Sometimes it's at the top, sometimes it's at the bottom of the website. If they have a phone number, call them. Protect yourself at all costs. Do not give anybody your personal information. I had another queen. She reached out to me. She inboxed me. She said, hey, is this company legit? Automatically, I could tell it wasn't legit. I didn't even have to go look it up. It was something on Facebook. Data entry, $50 an hour. I was like, nope, not legit. I said, I don't know where you got it from, like what group, but this type of stuff we don't let come in our group. So she told me that she had given them her personal information. She said, I knew it was too good to be true, but I've already given them a picture, copy of my driver's license, my address, my phone number, and my email and social security number. Big mistake. So if you are ever unsure and they are, because I know some of them scammers, they'll pressure you and say, well, if you don't act fast or act now or da 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 da, then we're going to have to give this position to somebody else. Okay, we'll give it to somebody else.
Bye.
Bye. Give it to somebody else.
What's up? You got what you need done.
Angela says the vendor I had wanted me to log on to Teams, but it was the coding behind it that caused the alert. Oh. Katie says ZipRecruiter is worse than Craigslist. Helen says, has anyone done a YouTube video on how to turbo vacuum emails? Never heard of that, Helen. Have not seen that. Kelly says, L. She says, I was on my cell phone. My laptop would have probably caught it. Earl says, I have been using Earn Better for job search and AI resume and CV customization.
Okay.
Elda says, Kelly, still get that check. They will use those links to spoof your phone and get your information from your apps, your bank account, passwords, and etc. She said, don't mind me, though. I just watch way too much crime content. Elda, you like me, child, because I be over here looking. Kelly says, they are getting really tricky. She says, it blows my mind the lengths they will go through to scam someone.
Man, boy, get a job.
That's their job, Kelly, to scam. That's their job. They don't have like a regular 9 to 5. The 9 to 5 is to get on the computer and scam people. You can research on YouTube scammers, and they have videos where I saw this one video where the guy, he actually tapped in to the scammer's computer to the camera, and once he tapped in, all you saw was these people in a room. Everybody was sitting at a computer. It looked like a call center, but not like an organized call center, just basically tables with computers. And they were sitting there scamming people. That's their job, to get on there and scam. And they would be on there from sun up to sundown scamming folks. Yes, ma'am. Earl says, I block at least 20 numbers a week with the scam text. Yep. Kelly says, Eldad will do, and thank you. Eldad says, Kelly, they will scorch the earth to steal your money and identify to create stuff in your name. Yep. She says, it's a big business. Yes, ma'am, it is. Yeah. remember Tan, I had somebody posing. So me and Tan, I'm gonna tell y'all this story about a scammer. Me and Tan used to work for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing Relay Center, right? So I had somebody posing as my conservator. They were my power of attorney, and they were telling, at the time I had an account with Bank of America. So they were telling Bank of America that they were my power of attorney and that I was deaf, right? So the Bank of America, they called my mom's house, and my mom, she tells me, she like, Bank of America called you, but it was from the fraud department. And I was like, what are they calling? She was like, I don't know. She said, but they gave me this phone number and they want you to call them back. So I called them back. I'm at work on my lunch break. I called back and the lady was like, can you identify yourself? And I was like, yeah. So you know how they go through the steps with your name, your date of birth, last four, your social, your phone number. And I think she asked me my email address. So I gave her all the information. Then she starts asking me, do I know this person? And I'm like, no, I don't know him. Who is that? Because I don't know what y'all talking about. She like, well, he called in and he said that you're deaf and that he's your power of attorney. And I said, well, did y'all talk to him? And she said, well, no, she said he was giving us your information. And I'm like, well, how is that possible? How does he have my information? She was like, I don't know. He called in and he gave us your date of birth. He gave us your name. I said, but this is the thing that got me. First of all, y'all looking at my account, I don't have a cosigner or none of that on my account. All you see is my name. So why would y'all even entertain him? Why would you even talk to him if I don't have on my account that I'm deaf? When I open up the account, y'all don't see anywhere on my account that I needed a conservator, that I needed a power of attorney, none of this stuff, right? Just nonsense. So anyway, he was telling them that I was deaf. He had my information and he was trying to get them to give him my checking account information. So they didn't give it to him, but I just thought it was strange that he had my information. So I told her, no, I'm not deaf. I work for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing Relay Service. So she like, okay, well, he got the last four of your credit card. So we're going to shut that down and we're going to issue you another one. And so they overnighted the card to me, but it got there. It didn't get there the next day. It got there the day after. So like a couple of days it got to my house, right? So he calls back. He calls back. They go through the spiel with him and they immediately call me on the phone to let me know that this particular person was calling them and saying that he knew I had a new card and everything. He had the card number before I even got to the house to open up the envelope to get the card out. He already had the number. So I'm like, ma'am, this is somebody that works in this bank. Got to be. Because how in the world does this man have the card number and y'all have issued me 2 days ago a brand new card? The craziest thing. Mm-hmm. But finally, I was like, look, if he keep calling in, the best thing for me to do is to come up to the bank and just close my account. Mm-hmm. If that's what y'all want, hey, I can do that. No problem. Mm-hmm. But after I got to talking like that, I guess they stopped it because I haven't had that problem since. Leonica says, those scam text messages be the worst where they text talking about they came across your resume, yep, on the search engine. Like Indeed, for example, in the job pays $35 an hour. She says, I always text back, well, why you not working the job? Laugh out loud, and then I block the number. Leonica Elda says all types of nonsense to you. She says, don't believe that, Chad. She says, if it sounds too good to be true, it is. Miss Pris says it's a whole career of scamming in some of these countries. Yep, that's their job. Elda says they love preying on people who are in need, the job hunters, older people, and lonely ladies. Miss Pris says, I watched some documentaries on that. Mm-hmm. Forever Faithful, she says, I'm deleting off the job sites as we speak. Girl, I don't blame you. Felicia says, wasn't that the movie Wolf of Wall Street that had a call center like that with just tables and phones? I don't know if I seen that one, Felicia.
Yeah, there was.
Now I have seen one recently with Felicia Rashad and Jason Stratham called The Beekeeper.
Oh, girl, I love that movie.
That one is similar to the scammers because they in a call center and they are taking money out of people's accounts. So now these people here wasn't in no cross the water country. They were right here in the United States in a call center scamming folks. Because it was the call, and I've gotten these calls before. It was the calls about Microsoft is calling and something is wrong with your computer, and it could be something actually wrong with your computer, but they're not calling you like that. They just calling any and everybody and seeing who is going to talk to them. And then once they take over your screen, if you let them in, they'll say, oh, well, we'll send you this link and you just type in this number, you type it in and they take over. They're going to clearly wipe you out. They're going to wipe you out. And that's what the movie is about. Elda says forever. She says, yes, go directly to the company's websites. Kelly says, baby, what they can't get is what they don't have. She says, what I don't have. She says, in the way my credit is set up right now, they won't get a cable bill in my name. And girl, Leonica said, yep, exactly, but they won't hook me. Elda for his last says, illegal call centers. Elda says, in a few months, they were pretending to be the bank and calling you because they saw suspicious activity on your account. They spoofing actual bank phone numbers. Be careful, y'all. She said, laugh out loud. Girl, Kelly. Leonica says they doing the food stamp scam as well, calling with the automated system to put in your card number and PIN, and then all of your food stamps will be gone off your card. They got my dad like that 2 months ago. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible, Leonica. Elda says, Kelly, you never know with these scammers. Leonica says, my dad, he had to get a new card. Elda says, oh my God, Leonica, that's awful. Kelly says, this is insane. Leonica says, they preying on the elderly. Yup. Elda says, Leonica, that's their bread and butter. It's awful. She says, I forgot to mention. She says she got 550 on forthright. Okay, girl. Congratulations. She says, I agree. Very awful and just sad, Elda. And Kelly says the employees will sell the card numbers. I believe that, Kelly. I had another issue with Bank of America last year. I had just called to check my account at random. I don't even really use that card, but I just called to check. And I had some charges on there. And I'm like, wait a minute, I don't even use the card. So I called them. I called to talk to somebody. And the guy said, well, we got a charge here for a restaurant in New Jersey. I'm like, I ain't never been to no New Jersey. And he like, yeah, they got you. I said, well, how is that possible? So he said, somebody got your card number. And instead of them swiping it, because they don't have the physical card, they just had the number, they keyed in and I guess hope that it's going to go through. Okay. But it didn't go through. It declined it. So I just told him just to shut the card down because this is ridiculous. I'm like, I don't even use the card. I said, you can look at my activity and tell I don't use this card. Kelly says, I watched the whole doc on this. Angela says, has anyone used the Cash App games and been successful? Angela, my personal opinion on those, I feel like those are scams. I think what it is, the company itself, because when you go on there and you play the games and you know how they have the ads running on the games, they get paid for those ads, but they don't in turn pay the people. scam games, and there's a lot of them on these apps as well. But they're making money because anytime somebody's on that game and you're playing and they running them ads in your face constantly, the money on the back end on their end is adding up, it's stacking up. But you're not getting any of it. You're helping them to make money. And I don't even know why Google or Apple would allow those types of games to be on their platform. But maybe they don't know. I don't know. I don't really know how that works when it comes to the games and how they supposed to pay out. And if they don't pay out, do they get in trouble with Apple, I guess, or Google? I guess if enough people complain about it, then probably so. Because I know they don't want to be affiliated, with no scams or nothing like that. But who's to say when? Like, when will they catch it? It could be a year from now. It could be 2 years from now. But look how much money this particular company would have been made off of people. But I have not heard nobody say that the Cash App have been successful. Nobody has said that. So my take on it, probably more than likely a scam. Me said, that's crazy. I always have a feeling someone in some of the hiring department sells information sometimes, but it's all a risk because we all need a job. You'll find dishonest people everywhere. That's true. You're right, Meeks. That's true. She Humble says, that's crazy. Julia says, I'm deleting my profile to these job boards right now. She Humble said, y'all got me ready to delete everything now. Laugh out loud. Elda said, Meeks, exactly, BFF. They are here to guard your info domestically, internationally. Hey, Sandra. She says, hey, two chicks. Y'all were missed. Glad you're back, Carol. Does cloud workers require money to start? You sure you want cloud workers, Queen? Nope, they don't require money to start. Are you sure you are on the cloud workers website? Never heard nobody say 19 to start and 29 a month. Elda says, she humble, laugh out loud. Sorry, didn't mean to make you paranoid. Just be aware and be very careful. And Elda says, she humble, laugh out loud. Well, I'm sorry. She says, Sandra, she says, hi, no one has ever mentioned paying cloud workers to work. She says, hell to the no. Leonica said, that's a scam. I used to work for cloud workers and you do not have to pay to work there, Sandra. Forever Faithful, she says, another is tall ticket text. I'm replacing my resume with prayer of salvation. She humble says, you're fine. Laugh out loud. I sure will. And she says, L. You're fine. Sandra says, thank you, L. Kelly says, forever faithful. I love this idea. Yep, that is a nice idea. But yeah, Helen says, no, you don't pay cloud workers. They pay you. But yeah, just be careful, y'all. Be careful with your information. Especially online now, child, because these folks is wild out here. You'll be wondering, like, how these folks get my name, my phone number, my social, my last 4 digits of my social, and Leonica says, hey, Helen. I've never heard of that one, Stephanie. Talk Room. Anybody here ever heard of Talk Room? Let me see. Is it talkroom.com? What type of company is Talk Room? Okay. You ever heard of Talk Room?
Can you hear me? Oh, okay.
I was asking, have you ever heard of Talk Room? Stephanie says, it's Talk Room legit. She says it's an app for texting. Oh, my lonely man.
I gotta go move my truck. Hold on.
Okay.
On the street. Hold on.
Okay, girl. No, I ain't never heard of that one, Stephanie. If anybody here has heard of Talk Room, please let me know in the chat. Get paid to text some lonely men. What they paying, girl? Let's see. I see it right here on the online. Let me see. Okay. So you can pretty much charge what you want to charge. That's new. Leonica, she says, "Hey, Stephanie." Helen says, "Hey, Leonica." Stephanie says, "Hey, Leonica." I see it, Stephanie, but I've never heard of this one. But it looks like you are in control of what you what you charge to talk to you and who you want to talk to. So it may not be a bad one. Anybody else got any good news y'all want to share with the family? Y'all be sure to drop it like it's hot in this chat. We got a lot of queens here in the chat also tonight. Stephanie, she says, hey, Tan and Carolyn, hey to everyone in the chat. So we got another Stephanie here. Hey, Stephanie G, how are you, queen? Leonica, she says, hey, Stephanie G. She says, I found a survey site called Hey Piggy. We've heard of that one, Stephanie. Somebody here was doing Hey Piggy, but I can't remember. Leonica, was it you? It was somebody here that was doing Hey Piggy. I don't know if it was Leonica or if it was one of the other queens. Sandra, she says, thanks, everyone. You're welcome. And Stephanie says, hey, Leonica. But again, if anybody else here has any good news that they want to share with the family, y'all be sure to drop it like it's hot. Drop it in this chat. Now, if you are not subscribed to our backup channel, make sure you guys go over there. I'm going to go get the link and drop it here in the chat. I have posted 3 non-phone jobs over there. I posted one earlier today, yesterday, and the day before. So the one from yesterday is a good one, $28 to $30 an hour, part-time, and you are answering emails. They will train you for this one. The one from 2 days ago, this one you don't need experience either. It's paying $15, and the one from earlier today, it is paying $25. So y'all be sure to go and check out our second channel. Stephanie says, so is Hey Piggy any good, or does anyone know? I don't know, Stephanie. I've heard of it, but I'm not sure, how good it is, if you can make, a good amount of money from doing it. But I have heard of Hey Piggy. And maybe it was not Leonica that was doing it, but it was somebody here doing that one. I thought it was her, but it may not have been her. But once Tan come back, we'll probably get into the overnight remote companies. There are 7 we will be talking about on this video. I don't know who here is looking for overnight, but if you are, we do have 7 that we are going to talk about. Some of them are non-phone and some are phone. Sherry says, I don't care for Hey Piggy. They always kick me out of every survey. I stick with Brandon and Survey Junkie. Oh, okay, Sherry. Stephanie says she is up to 461 on free cash. All right, girl. She says just started scrambling 691. Just play. I'm up to $1.56. Okay. Go ahead, Stephanie. With the $400 on the free cash. All right, girl. So y'all be sure to check out free cash number 13 on the list. Queen Stephanie. She is up to 461.
Okay.
So we got a queen here. She has up to 461 on
Oh, Stephanie. Oh,
yeah.
congratulations, Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all better go get that free cash on free cash. You ready,
That's
Queen?
what I said.
You
Yeah.
ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. Well, we are going to talk about 7 positions that have overnight hours that you can work remote. I'm going to send you the link. The first one is Babel type. No, it's not Babel type. The first one is tutor.com, and you can tutor at all hours of the night. It does not have to just be in the daytime. You can tutor at night. You may tutor people from different different countries who may want to tutor something that you are good at or you have expertise in, and they will hire you. So you can do that overnight. Another company that will allow you to work overnight is Babel Type. Babel Type is a transcription company. They have all type of transcription projects. So it just depends on what you are comfortable transcribing. Babel Type, you will again make a hourly talk time rate, or they may pay you by the minute. So it just depends on what the project pays. And again, it is not talk time. What is it, Carol?
Audio.
Audio, audio hour.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are transcribing and the audio hour is, the audio is 2 hours long, and they say we are paying you $20 per audio hour. So if the audio is 2 hours long, that's $40. No matter if it takes you 20 hours to type that transcription, you are still only going to get that $40, because again, they pay $20 per audio hour. So make sure
Right.
you understand that before you start transcribing. You know the difference between hourly pay and audio hour pay. Rebuy is looking for an overnight support software engineer. So if you are good at helping people solve problems with software, this would be a good position for you. You'll provide technical support for merchants and partners through internal ticketing system. You'll create new documentation and update existing documentation, resolve technical issues, analyze problems, test solutions, install new software. You'll coordinate with other departments, troubleshoot problems with software programs, suggest improvements in work processes and procedures. You need a BS degree or equivalent work from experience. Minimum 1 to 3 years in a JavaScript environment. You're familiar with front end frameworks such as React, Vue, or Angular. Excellent CSS skills, exceptional understanding of HTML, understanding of browser development for debugging, testing, and optimizing, time management skills. Um, there are some nice to haves: remote experience, startup experience, SaaS or managed service experience, Scrum or Agile experience, Atlassian, I can't remember how to pronounce it, or Jira experience, and those are um, some standards that people use. So they do give you information on the interview process. If you would feel comfortable with applying for that one, please apply. Nice Talk, that is one like Cambly, where you will be helping people who want to learn English. So that one is like Cambly, but I think it's an app, right, Carol? Nice
Yeah,
Talk.
it's an app. You can do
It's an
that one from your phone.
Mhm.
Mm.
So that one is Hotel Planner. Hotel Planner is a great one if you want to make extra money. The key to Hotel Planner is a lot of time the work happens when there is like a big natural disaster or fire, like the fires that went on in California. You will be booking hotel rooms for people. So this could be in the middle of the night, daytime, but they do operate 24 hours a day. And you will be booking rooms for people. You will get paid once they check out, right, Carol?
Yep.
Yep, you'll get paid once they check out. So if they check out on Monday, you'll maybe get paid Monday or Tuesday. So that is how that works. You will get a commission for booking them. And again, we like to say a lot of times the most busiest time for hotel planners, and this is unfortunate, is when there is a natural disaster, hurricane, tornado, fire, because people are looking for alternative forms of housing and they are looking for hotel rooms. So unfortunately, that is what it is. But again, you can make good money with hotel planner again around some sort of natural disaster. So live ops, Carol, you want to talk about this one since you work for live ops?
So live ops, they have a inbound direct response is the client, and they do the infomercials, what you guys see on TV late at night. I made pretty good off of live ops. They don't require a interview. You don't have to have experience, and you can pretty much work this one whenever you want. But I chose this one because I have worked this one overnight. Typically, I think with that one, because of the commercials on TV, the call volume is higher at night. I didn't really work in the daytime, could never get no money in the daytime, but
Mm-hmm.
the calls at night, they would come in back to back to back. So
Yep.
live ops is a good one.
And it is also beginner friendly. And the
Yeah.
last one is Next Rep. Now, Next Rep would not hire Carol nor myself. They would not hire either of us. But they do have the same overnight client that Live Ops has. And again, it is the direct response client and you can work them whenever you want. But like Carol said, the best time to make the most money is at night. And
Oh,
Carol and
really?
I both worked the direct response project for Alarica.
Stephanie says she did okay with live ops. She says they don't contract in her state anymore.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Did you try Next Rep, Stephanie? They are also state specific. I can't remember what states they hire in though, but they do have, to me, Next Rep now 2025, they do have some good clients, real good clients. So I would say maybe try Next Rep.
Yeah.
She Humble says I applied to live ops like 2 weeks ago for healthcare. I haven't heard anything. Did you check your spam folder, She Humble? Because they pretty fast about emailing
Mm-hmm.
back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Stephanie says, not yet. She says, I'm in Illinois. Felicia says,
Okay.
what? Next Rep wouldn't hire me either. I know if they didn't hire you two, it's not worth the time. But they
Uh,
got some good clients, Felicia. I
they
would say
do.
maybe reapply if you just, if you're interested in Next Rep, just reapply, Queen, because now, like I said, they do have some good clients. One of my family members was hired with Next Rep. And then with the good thing with Next Rep, I think you can schedule yourself like 30-minute increments. So you can pretty much with them pick and choose the times that you want to work. And she said the interview was very easy. Leonica says, I think Next Rep, they are, Leonica, they are state specific. Yeah. They are state specific. But yeah, they do, y'all. They got some good clients now. Versus back then, it's like everybody has good clients now. Because back then, them clients was like sucky. But now, so much better. Even live ops, they have some excellent clients now. Latricia says she applied to live ops. She was placed on a waiting list. Oh no. How long ago was it, Latricia? Blooming Class says, can y'all post market research interviewer jobs, please? I did post. Check the part-time Blooming Clouds. I did post some on their part-time jobs video. She Humble says, I clicked on the portal and they said I was on a wait list. Oh, okay. They probably got a lot of people trying to get in. Felicia said, Leonica, yes, ma'am. At the time, they had openings for Texas, but Conduit beat everyone to the punch, and they send equipment. Yeah, they do. Leonica says, I applied to Conduit, but haven't heard back yet, Felicia. Depending on the project, Leonica, Conduit is also state specific, but it depends. It depends on the project. I'm not sure which one you applied for. I posted in the group today some, I want to say I posted Conduit today. I think they had a technical support and a customer service one. And I know sometimes Conduit will have the data entry one. I haven't seen it in a few weeks, but sometimes they will have the data entry. Mocha C says, just wanted to say hi. Hey, Mocha C.
Hi, Queen. Girl, you ready?
I am.
All right, y'all. We are going to get out of here. We will see y'all on Sunday. Carol, you got anything to say?
Hey, Amaya. She says, hey, y'all. I know I'm joining late.
Yep, we about to get off of here, Queen, but catch the replay. Nice to see you, Queen. We will see you guys on Sunday. Have a happy rest of your week, and we will see you guys later.
Bye, everybody. Y'all have a good night. Bye, YouTube. Oh, Facebook.